Hey, to another session of deck building by Bajetto Kyodai. Today we'll be reviewing on black decks post BTO6 stuff, right? So without further ado, the main aim of the deck or the theme of the deck is Royal Necks, right? Okay, so without further ado, we'll jump into the deck and I'll briefly run through what are their effects and how they run around in the whole deck. Deck list will be provided at the end of the video. Without further ado, we're going to start from the top, okay? So our options, we'll come back to it later. We'll go into our level 7s first. I'll call it the second boss card. We play 3 Zwats in this deck. Its effect is very straightforward. Go into him for 6 costs. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck and then just summon out 2 things from your trash with 7 costs or less. So generally you will be aiming for your level 5s and your level 4s. And in black case, we'll reach there later. As you can see, our level 5 we have Informon and level 4 we have, well, generally will be blockers. Right. Next, for our level 6s, we've played 2 Gankus, 3 Cranium, and 3 Alphamon. So it's really up to you. You can play more Ganku if you like it. Ganku has a really cool on Digivolve effect. When you Digivolve into him, destroy all your opponent with the lowest cost. So it means everything. As long as if they have 2-3 units on the field with the exact same cost and that's the lowest, you destroy it immediately. Example, if your opponent has 3 Alphamon on the field, nothing else, go into Ganku, you destroy 3 Alpha. So it kind of depends what their lowest cost is at that point. Also, another thing, Ganku, why we put 2 is because we run Zwat. So when Zwat attacks, I can pull back from my evolution source, a level 6, to destroy a Digimon with 12, was it here? Let's see, yeah, pullbacks a level 6, and then destroys a Digimon with 12 cost or less, and it must be standing. So when we attack with Zwat, we're going to pull back Ganku, get him ready for next turn. And on top of that, he's a Royal Knight. Okay, next 3 Craniums, really good, anti-destruction. Place him here, he protects the field. Nothing really much to say about him. Alphamon is the new SEC from BTO6. We run 3 of him. You can run 4 if you really want to. So his effect is from security if you reveal him, and if there's a Royal Knight on the field, namely in this deck would be Cranium and Ganku. Choose up to 12, was it 12? Choose up to 12 of your opponent's Digimon and they can't attack for the turn. So even if you're up against Rookie Rush or stuff like Diaboro who has spammed the entire token, as long as you pull him out from the security, you stun your opponent's entire field. Next, his second effect allows when he attacks, you pay memory accordingly up to 5 and he gets 1k power for every memory you pay. It's kind of good, it protects him, pays 5, you get 16,000, you're not afraid of stuff like Omegamon, Omnimons, right? But mainly, his third effect is why we're here. When at the end of the attack, if he survives, you get 2 memory. So it's a 3 cost to Digivolve and you get 2 memories on top of that. It's really good, not too shabby for black, really builds the memory needed for black. Right, next we go to our level 5. As you can see, I play 3 of the Informon, Promo Informon. As I mentioned before, we play Zwat, so we kind of want to aim him to bring him out with Zwat abilities. When you play him, hard cast or through Zwat's ability, choose one of your opponent Digimon, de-Digivolve it. You want to target stuff like Hexblaw or opponent's Cranium, stuff that will give you problem as long as they're on the field and you don't really have any destruction cards at that particular moment. Informon, not a bad choice. I played 3 of it. Next, I've played 3 of this, what I think he's called Giga Dramon. So basically he gives blockers to your level 6, and as you can see in the level 6 lineup, we only have 3 Cranium which has blocker, 3 Cranium with blocker, and the rest of the entire deck has no blocker. So Giga Dramon is used to support this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, giving them blocker, making the deck a bit more threatening. At least you can still be able to protect yourself during your turn. And on top of that, Zwat, 15k blocker, really, really good. Okay, finally, our last level 5 is Metal. Is it Metal Mame or just Mamemon? Mamemon, right. So he's a new card with a new ability called Delay. So what delay is basically he becomes your sacrificial pawn when your opponent casts big stuff like Gaia Force, Destruction cards. You can make him the target of the unit. So assuming your Cranium hasn't come out yet, your Alphamon is out, opponent casts a Gaia Force. You want to protect your Alphamon or your Zwats, your big stuff, your big boss. As long as he's on the field, Gaia Force comes in, he becomes the attacking target. And on top of that, when he dies, choose one of your opponent's 7 cost or less Digimons and destroy it. So generally, you're looking at level 5. So you block a Gaia Force and you destroy back their level 7. Not bad, quite a good trade. Next, level 4, we have 3 Mechanori, 3 Nume, and then for Dark Trino. Dark Trino, Dark Trino and Mechanori is just basically cost their blockers. 1 cost blocker is really good. Mechanori, on the other hand, 3 cost Digivolve, kinda bad in my opinion. I like to use him more for a hard cast extra 1 cost. He becomes a forever blocker against stuff like Rookie Rush, and if you're up against maybe Lord Knight, they tend to spam the field with rookies really fast. Place him on the field, he becomes your forever blocker over there. Because as long as he blocks and he doesn't die, he restands. He unsuspends himself. Really good card from BT05 for anything against Rookie Rush generally. Mamemon, straightforward, he's a 3-1, you just put him there to speed up the deck entirely. Next, we go to our level 3. We play 3 Gotomon. We play 4 Gotomon. Play 4 of this, I have no idea what his name is, but he has a good effect. And then I play, Toy Agumon. Toy Agumon's very straightforward, it's a reboot. Always good to have reboots, at least after your units attack, they won't die. Then after that, Gotsumon on the other hand is a blocker, also good. But this is the core unit that you really want to at this point. So he is basically, if you are aware of Gomamon from BT01, was it BT01? Gomamon from BT01. The one that as an ESS, when destroyed, gives you 1 memory. So he is Black's copy of it. You kind of want to place him and then put a, let's see, you want to put a blocker. Put a blocker on top of him. So what happens when you block? So it gives your opponent, might make your opponent think twice. If they attack, you're going to block, he's going to die, and you're going to get 1 memory, possibly ending your opponent's turn right there. So that's just the way how we play this deck. Gains 1 additional memory, but this is still okay, the 1 memory. But when you look at the deck as a whole, you get more than just 1 memory. So before that, I need to touch on the babies. Right, we're going to touch on the new, I think this is called Pagumon. Is it Pagumon or something? BT05 baby, when he gets destroyed, you kind of look at the top card of your deck. If it's a black Digimon, add it to your hand. So look at it this way. If you have, in this situation 1, right? If you block, you get 1 memory from him. And on top of that, you get to potentially an additional card. The only thing you can't target in this deck are the options and your level 7s, which is Zwat in this case. Besides that, the entire deck, you'll definitely be able to add another combo here. Combo setup is with Mamemon. Right, so what happens with Mamemon? Opponent casts Gaia Force, destroys him, you get 1 memory. You get to draw an additional card, and on top of that, you get to destroy 1 of their Digimon. Woohoo! Wow. Black has so much more chain reactions in BT05. Really strong. Really considerable. And yeah, it gives opponent more problem. Next, we go into our options. I play 2 Apocalyptic Blast or Atomic Blast, whatever this name is. Choose 1 of your opponent's Digimon, de-Digivolve 3, and then destroy everything with destroy everything with 3 costs and below. So this is basically used to target Rookie Rush and used to target maybe stuff like I said, Lord Knight. De-Digivolve Lord Knight from 6 to 5 to 4, Digivolve 3 times. Now he becomes 3. Destroy him and whatever that they're going to call out, the Starmon, the Pulsemon, whatever. Next, we're going to play 2 Black Memory Search just for the additional memory and just make sure that we're able to get the components into our hands really quickly. Koshiro, we play 2. After all, looking at the top 3 cards of your deck, always good. It lets you plan out your strategy moving forward. So potentially, if you need a level 5 and when you reveal the top 3, the level 5 is at the last one, you can put your level 5 on top, make sure you draw it next round. It helps a bit with the search. And this is another main character. The new tamers from BT06, dual tamer for black. And on top of that, they are from the movie Kizuna. Alright, so we have Joe and Easy here. Their ability is, as long as your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, you get 2 memories. So with so many chain reaction, now from black, your opponent might think twice, might not attack so quickly, have 2 Digimons on the field. As long as they maintain 2, you get 2 memory for each of these cards. You have 3 on the field, you get 6 every turn, plus Koshiro. If you have 4 on the field, you are getting 9 memory per turn. Whew, wow, you can still cast it. You can still cast Atomic, Absolute Flare, and still not pass turn. Another one is his second ability. Is basically when your black Digimon gets destroyed, rest him, and you draw 1 card. So this serves as the memory booster, draw power, memory tamer, searcher, memory boosters, and your big burst. Right, so essentially this becomes, like I said earlier, a chain reaction deck. You build we've built the entire deck based on just chain reaction, and yeah, if your opponent hesitate, they build anything, you're just gonna Ganku and destroy them. You're gonna Alpha destroy them. You're gonna de-digivolve them. Yeah, here's gonna destroy them. Yeah, so black becomes in a way sort of more annoying ever since from the release of BT06. For those of you who are watching, if you still have Toy Agumon, keep it. It's really good. Then Mamemon has become really difficult to find from where we are from. Blockers are forever good. Yep. If you want to add blocker, make your opponent hesitate, especially when you hit those 6s. Get the starter deck. Keep him really useful. Alphamon, if you can get your hands on it, he's kind of good. Quite situational at times. Cranium, a bit underwhelming previously, but now he's getting back some love because he's a Royal Knight and he prevents destruction. Really, really good card. Gankumon is a field control. Alphamon is just good. And if those of you who have yet to notice, Alphamon arts actually pairs with Omnimon X from BT05. SEC pairs with SEC. Right, so the combined picture should appear in the screen right about now. Next you have Dwat, good. This is good. Yeah, Searcher. Black has seen some love with the release of BT06. They seem to be doing a lot better since BT02. Right, so this brings us to the end of the video. I'll see you next time in another deck build, and deck list will be at the end of the video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.